Hi, I'm Terri Murphy with the Women's Wisdom Network, Women in Real Estate, Women in Business, and in the Men's Room with Murph. And today we have a spectacular couple in both Women in Business, Women in Real Estate, and in the Men's Room, because Todd is definitely the man in the Men's Room. They are the successful real estate team in Las Vegas, and we love having him here because they have been absolutely not only revolutionary, but evolutionary in their contributions to the real estate industry. Todd doubles as a USNA grad and a Marine Corps pilot for the first Gulf War. Thank you for your service.
My pleasure.
And now you're the owner and broker with Oana of Nevada Realty Solutions. Yes. At one point you sold 1,100 homes, you overachievers, bless your heart.
That was in 1 year, yeah. 1
year, that's like 365 days. Hello, that's what we call massive success. Referralcloud.co is a project that was born of one of your visions. We know that the real estate market is highly fragmented when it comes to how referrals are disseminated and converted. I want you to speak to what your research was, and I'll start with Todd, about how many referrals are given during a given day, month, year, and what happens to them.
Well, there's roughly 2,500 given every day. And what happens with them, there's a couple of things. Sometimes they're just referrals given without a referral fee coming back. Sometimes they're formal referrals that are, just with a signed referral agreement. And part of the problem is that there's almost a disincentive for agents to give referrals because they're hard to track. They're hard to, remember if you gave somebody one or, are you going to give one and get one back? So the whole process with referrals is extremely fragmented. It doesn't make any sense the way it's done right now. It's, people go on Facebook and try to find another agent. So it's not anything that agents actually look forward to. And I think they should, because it's a revenue stream. And for real estate, it's a really good one because you can spend 15 minutes giving a referral and get a nice referral check at the end.
Yes, and you have a big distinction with how did referralcloud.co come about? And I'd like to direct that to Oana.
So it came about because we, as agents, we give out referrals all the time, right? But like Todd said, it's very haphazard. So how do we find someone to give out a referral to? Unless we personally know an agent in another market, we go on Facebook groups or all kinds of ways in a way that really doesn't make a lot of sense. So for example, I gave out a referral last year to an agent that I happen to know in Riverside. And how that came about was I was representing the buyer here in Las Vegas. That seller, who was represented by another agent, was moving to Riverside. And so the agent was lamenting that, well, the seller doesn't know when they're moving out because they need to find a place in Riverside. And I said, well, do they have an agent in Riverside? And she said, well, no, I don't think they do. I said, well, I know somebody in Riverside. So I connected them up. But you see this situation where agents, like Todd said, they're not even incentivized really to give out referrals. So had I not come across with an agent that I knew well, and I could refer to this agent to then send the referral to Riverside, then my transaction maybe wouldn't have even happened because the seller may not have moved or whatever. So it's this whole disconnect. You have big companies that are franchises, right? And they have referral networks. But let's face it, most agents in this country do not work for a franchise. They work for independent companies. So for example, in Las Vegas, we have about 1,600 companies. Well, clearly we don't have 1,600 franchises, right? So very few of those are actually franchises. So there's such a huge market for independent or small companies who have referrals, but they don't know what to do with them. So they don't do anything.
Exactly. And I'd like to bring up the fact that we subscribe to being a resource. As the highest evolution of a real estate professional, we need to be the expert. We can't be an expert in Riverside if we're in Vegas,
Right.
but we could know somebody there. And
Mhm.
the key piece here is safety. And because it's not like buying a sandwich that you want to send back. I mean, when you move your family and your Tupperware and all your stuff into a place, you want to be sure that it's appropriate for your lifestyle and what you need. So congratulations for seeing the need. So Todd, how does the platform work and why would an agent want to use it?
Platform is pretty straightforward. Agent creates a free account, puts in all their information. When they get a referral, they just put it into the platform. The platform will find them an agent in another market, track the referral, make sure they get paid at the end. A couple interesting things are that what we're building is a clearinghouse, so to speak. Clearinghouse is not a new idea. It's been used for hundreds of years in other industries. But what a clearinghouse does is it takes a fragmented system and makes it something that's workable. It just takes inefficiencies in the system and takes them out. So right now we do it manually with the assigning of the referrals. What we're building in is there's some machine learning tech that we're using that's built on AWS, and we're building that in. So that what will happen in the future is literally an agent will put a referral in the system, and this is the end state. You're in Austin, Texas, and you have someone moving to Vegas, and you put a referral in the system, and then within minutes you get a referral from San Francisco, maybe, right? So that the smart system is assigning referrals, it's giving referrals based on a number of factors. One of them is agents who use the platform will benefit from it more because it's like first in, first out type of a thing. So it's
That's brilliant.
And we're going to let the machine and the tech and the cloud basically decide which agents, and there won't be favoritism. There won't be, oh, I just happen to know an agent. It'll be professional agents that are doing transaction, they're closing referrals, they're giving referrals, and in the end, this should be a really good thing for real estate agents because it's built by us who are agents trying to help other agents
And help the client. So, but at the end of the day, if I can just sign up, how do you know if that's, is there a standardization for what agent you get somewhere in Austin versus, Dubuque? I mean, obviously if I'm doing a good job and the system is picking me up, I'm getting referrals from all over the place and everybody's intentionally getting paid so it doesn't get lost in the fray and the time, correct?
Yeah. Like you mentioned REO, because that's kind of how REO worked. REO was this, a lot of times the computer assigned the listings to the agent. Sometimes that asset manager would pick, but Fannie, Freddie, a lot of these just had a computer program and they looked at where the agent's location was, which is we do the same thing. You put your office address in and we know exactly where you are. So if you're in an area where there's 3 little towns and it's all one area, and like Tri-Cities, Washington, right? We did a referral there. There's little towns, but so you don't necessarily know what agents in those towns, but most agents would serve like a whole area like that. So we're trying to take the human bias out of it. And then that's a good point you said about having good agents, is that's something else the tech will figure out.
Yeah, I think I remember in a pre-interview you mentioned that. So Oana, why would an agent want to use this? What does it do for me?
So, that's a great question. First of all, what it does for you as an agent who is sending out the referral is it gives you 2 streams of income. Usually a referral gives you 1 stream of income, right? It gets you the referral feedback and then you're good. But this gives you the opportunity for 2 streams of income. It gives you the opportunity for the first stream, which is you're accustomed to getting your referral feedback, yay. And then the second stream of income is getting a referral back. It's interesting because we're getting some feedback from agents saying, well, this is a really good idea. I think I'm going to start marketing to actually get referrals. So you have agents that are seeing the opportunity in this. They're saying, look, maybe I'm a newer agent and maybe I don't have a huge sphere of influence as far as that sort of thing is concerned, but maybe there's a way that I can find people moving out of the area and grab them and send them as referrals to other places. And that's a good way for me to build my business, because then I will get business coming back to me and I'll build my business. Agents are some of the most creative people on the planet, as you and I know. And if there's a way to make a buck, we will find it. And and it's true. And so I love seeing the creativity in agents as far as how they're envisioning this referral cloud developing and growing. And it's been a fun ride. We haven't been doing this for a long time, but it's been very interesting, and it's been very nice to connect with some very professional and intelligent people.
Well, I know that there's no upfront fees, and
Correct.
the system, they still get a referral fee, but
Mhm.
there's no inbound referral cost. So if I send you a referral, tell me what happens. Is that there's no fee to check in. I
Mhm.
just fill out my template, right?
Right, right,
And
right.
then I get a referral, and then how does the system make some money?
Okay, so great question. So traditionally, referral fees are 25% of the gross commission. So what we do is we do a 30% referral fee. 25% goes to the agent who referred the business, and 5% is retained by Referral Cloud for facilitating the transaction for the platform and that sort of thing. So it's a nominal cost,
Yeah.
and the opportunity for business is tremendous.
Well, of course, because I mean, for 5%, I'm in the system, and if somebody else is moving somewhere, I'm one of the people there. So it makes real good sense to do this, especially since we've got some major portals, and
Mhm.
people are moving out of their areas, and they don't really know what questions to ask. And the
Right.
one thing, and I think that you did this really well, Todd. You said that I quote, agents are still going to be around for a decade or more, regardless of what Zillow and whatever happens. And we've learned a lot from your past startups. You two are very entrepreneurial. You're very much overachievers. But you made a really good point. I want to punctuate this. It's not a clearinghouse, right? It's really a referral exchange, which
Mhm.
continues to build. And
Right.
as you mentioned, Oana, and so well, uh, it can be a real pillar of income if you really
Mhm.
want to work referrals, because it's not particularly marketed from agents that they have a referral system. And yes, we do have people that we know, but when you understand that we get stuck in the whirlwind of our businesses, we
Mhm.
don't follow up, we don't know what happened, what was the experience like. Todd, one of the things I was going to ask you is there some kind of a rating system, just like there is for Uber, on how the agent handled it? Is there any kind of reporting system, or is that in the works?
Yeah, it's something we're trying to do this one step at a time, build something that is going to work, and then add things to add value to it. I think a mistake that a lot of startups make is they try to build too much up front, and it's too complex. People don't understand it, and then they get, and then uh, they don't use it. So, for example, when Zillow first launched, they only did one thing. It was the value of your house. That's all they did. And then once they got wide adoption, then they started bringing in properties and starting to aggregate that data. And they'd flipped their whole business model almost
We
from
know.
just that Zestimate thing to the being a portal for real estate. So the first thing we want to tackle is the referral and coordinating it. And then we're going to build in some tools, because we do get the phone number and the email for the person, that the client. So we'll have a chance to reach out to that person, and ask some questions about how the agent did. And then we can also see the timeline, because we know when it was put in the system, when it was assigned, when it goes under contract, things like that. We track all that. So we'll aggregate all that data, and then, as this goes more and more, the AI will sort of help us, make these decisions. And but what I don't want to get into is being a like ratings for agents, because too many people are doing that, and real estate agents are very hyper aware of their ratings, and they do things to, you know, massage their ratings.
Right.
And
Yeah.
I don't want to get into
No,
that.
I'm totally into
Yeah.
that. I just wondered if there was a way for that end user to go, this was a great experience. Maybe it's not even the agent, because obviously, when we hand off our baby, we don't know what's going to happen to it. And in some cases, we know the people and they're near and dear to our heart. We just sold their home, and we sold their home for 30 years. Now they're going to Florida. just thought I'd ask that, but I know you have some tool sets
Yeah.
coming up in it, and it is fairly new.
Mhm.
And so it sounds like a great deal. I don't have to pay anything to come in. 25% comes to me, 5% stays.
Yep.
How fabulous is that? What would be the closing remarks you would say to an agent? We'll start with Todd about doing.
About doing this,
Mhm.
just, try it out. There's nothing to lose. You're still going to get a 25% referral fee. Right now we're at the beginning of this, so it's not going to be like, within a day or two, you'll get a referral outbound. The other thing is that we have markets where people tend to move from, people tend to move to, right? So that
Absolutely.
it's not a perfect balanced system. And I think that's one of the reasons why agents tend to not participate in their corporate referral networks that they have. They're far less efficient. Ultimately, the end game, that first agent that puts the referral in the system, or the second or the third, will always remember that. So at some point they will get a deal from this. And I think that's the real value is,
There's no upfront cost, and there's really no loss. I mean, I don't see it. I know that you don't have to hunt down, it saves you time. You don't have to hunt down an agent from another
Right.
place. You don't have to go through your own little, I'll say Rolodex, because nobody will know what that means. Your own referral setup, except us. You don't give leads, you really give clients. And so
Exactly.
I don't see a downside to this. Tell us what just as we wrap this up, and then tell us how to find it and sign up.
Okay. So, this is a great opportunity for agents to find an agent who wants to do referrals, who's not just going to go ahead and maybe hand it off to somebody else or not pay attention, because that agent has, like I said, two incentives. One is the transaction now, and two is the transaction later. So, because most agents understand that I'll get a referral from this agent once, but I'll never get another referral from this agent because he's not going to have anybody come to my market again. But if I do a good job on this referral, not only do I get paid now, but the system will reward me with more referrals down the road. So it is more complex, and it is definitely focused on incentivizing positive behavior, positive outcomes. It's also a great way, like I said before, for agents to have an extra revenue stream, because all of a sudden when somebody is a tenant saying, well, no, I'm not going to buy anything because I'm moving to this place, you're going, no problem, I can still help you. I'm still your agent. I can totally make this happen for you. And they trust you. So there's just so many good ways for you to, as an agent, to find a new source of revenue, and to increase your sphere, and to really do well for yourself. I think that's one of the things that's missing from agents is, we've kind of figured out all the different sources of revenue, and there really hasn't been a new dramatic source of
Exactly.
revenue.
Exactly.
And I think this is an opportunity for agents who understand that. They can get resources from their title companies for people who are selling their homes. So I don't have the listing, I don't know anything about it, but I can get resources of who's leaving their home and their contact information. I can go ahead and market to them saying, hey, are you moving out of the area? Let me help you find your next agent. There are just so many great ways to really find new ways of generating more revenue. And that's what agents are always looking for.
Well, I can sure see why you two can sell 1,100 homes in a year, because the energy's off the charts. The vision and the outcome of that vision is really for higher purpose. And, if you open up yourself as an agent, if you're listening to this, to be able to cultivate the need for people to have some kind of a resource to where they're going, like you said, Oana, it brings an entire new pillar of income to someone's marketing opportunity. So, I just have to say, thank you for doing this, because I think it's a terrific opportunity. Tell us how to sign up, or where to sign up, and what we need to do.
Okay, so visit us at Referral Cloud, try referralcloud.com, referralcloud.co. You can email me directly. I am at Oana, which is OANA at referralcloud.co. My phone number, it's 702-285-4207. That's my cell phone. You can text me, you can call me. I do answer my phone, and I do respond to text messages. I'd love to hear from agents out there who have questions, who are interested, who have ideas. We're always very happy to hear from our agent community. I think they're brilliant, they're resourceful, and they have so much to contribute to our industry.
I agree with you there. And I would like to just put in a plug for your real estate blog, which is complete with vlog, because there's video of the two of you. You do a terrific
Oh,
job.
yeah.
I believe the last one I saw was on appraisals. So
Okay.
Yeah.
I love the fact that you two are practitioners, that you're in the trenches every day. You understand the real estate industry. And this is clearly a terrific platform for us to help others help others. So
Yes.
thank you for joining us. We're going to go to referralcloud.co. That's Oana, O-A-N-A, Oana, and Todd Miller. And if you do have a referral for Las Vegas, I'd say give them a call. Thanks so much for joining us. We're going to follow up in a couple of months and see how this is growing. Thanks again for all your contributions to the real estate industry. I'm Terri Murphy for Realty Times, Women in Business, Women in Real Estate, and in the Men's Room with Murph. Join us again.